and make them allow us to get water up there.
But I think we can get here.
I think we could make just even this into the perfect little center, right? Even just for now.
Yeah, but a little short little film on the wall over here.
Okay, people, we're live on YouTube.
Okay, shalom.
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 יהודה, מישהו אמור להגיע עוד?
לא, זהו, אני מוכן.
שנייה אחת.
So we're live on YouTube. We'll take a picture of what we have here. But I think even if we had like...
Your wife just texted us. Did you see this? He's so funny. I love this child. I love him more and more every day. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no.
מה נשמע, חיים? אמן. אתה בציצית?
No, shalom. It is 9 a.m. exactly. We are at the entrance to the Temple Mount. It is Monday. We are on the 6th of July, and it is I believe the 14th of Tammuz. And that means that this week we will be beginning a 3-week period in which we mark and mourn the destruction of the temple. Those of you who were following me in my study of the Bible, we began this week with the book of Joel. We began and we're finishing tomorrow actually because it's a 4-chapter book. But what Joel is talking about, a plague, he's talking about locust. We can take the same thing and do copy-paste for Corona. And Joel says the strength of the locust is that they are all together. They all share forces. And they all go together. And they all go, and when there are millions of them together, each one of them knows his place. They don't step on each other. And they have a strength of like a lion, of horses, of chariots. That's what Joel says. And he says to them, the people of Israel, if you unite together and go up to the Temple Mount, he says, Tik'u b'Tzion, blow the shofar in Tzion, Kadshu atzara, get and assemble on the Temple Mount. Za'aku el Adonai, call out to God. He will listen. He will hear your prayers. So here we are right now at the entrance of the Temple Mount. Here we can see a model of the temple right over here. It's a model of the second temple, but actually not the second temple. It's the end part of the second temple, the Herodian temple. It was built by a person by the name of Shlomo Kapun, remembering his Jonathan Chai Kapun, probably was his son. And we are right now entering at the entrance. It's called the Mugrabi Gate. We call it the Hallel Gate, in memory of a girl, Hallel, who was murdered in a terror attack. And we will be entering right over here. You can see the wall of the Temple Mount. You know, I'm going to take us today to a different picture of the wall of the Temple Mount, because it's a wonderful thing to see the wall is complete. So it says here at the entrance of the Temple Mount, it says the western wall is the remnant of the temple. So I want to tell you something. That sentence is perfect, but only two little mistakes. It's not a remnant, and it's not of the temple. It's a wall which is not a remnant. It's not a remnant means if you have only a small piece left. Here we have a wall which is complete. Okay, this is the wall. Here we can see the southern wall, and over here we can see the western wall, which you can see it over here, right over here also. This small thing over here is the western wall compound, the Kotel Maravi. So it's not a remnant of the temple. It's a part of the wall of the Temple Mount. So we will be entering, as I said over here, at the southwestern corner. This picture is a little bit old, so he says some things here that don't exist right now. We'll be entering over here, and we will be walking along the southern side. But what you see something very interesting over here. If you look at the corner over here, you see it's one plain area, because this picture was taken several years ago. We see the western wall doesn't even exist, plaza doesn't even exist over here. Doesn't exist. These are houses that were removed after the 6-day war. The western wall plaza, which you can see right over here, and the picture on my first picture. Now over here you can see there's a building and there are stairs. Look at this picture over here. The building doesn't exist. The stairs do not exist. This will explain something that happened here in the end of the 1990s, 1998, 1999. The Arabs dug under here with heavy-duty machinery in a place where you should be using a toothbrush. But here we are, entering the Temple Mount, and those of you who are with us are welcome to join. Can we go? Okay, so with the policeman, Muataz is accompanying us to the gate of the Temple Mount, and then we will be accompanied by other wonderful policemen that are guarding us and making sure that we're preserving our health. According to the Israeli authorities, we're not allowed to hold a Bible, we're not allowed to sing and dance on the Temple Mount. So, we will do that before, on our way up to the Temple Mount. And if we said today we're praying in the eyes of Joel, who says that the strength is by uniting, we will sing a song from Psalm 122, which talks about for the sake of my brothers and my friends. For the sake of my brothers and my friends. Adabrana, Adabrana, Shalom Ba. For the sake of my brothers and my friends. For the sake of my brothers and my friends. I will talk Shalom upon you. Leman Beit Adonai Eloheinu Avak Shetov Lach. Leman Beit Adonai Eloheinu Avak Shetov Lach. For the sake of the house of the Lord, I will request good upon you. For the sake of the house of the Lord, I will request good upon you. Leman Beit Adonai Eloheinu Avak Shetov Lach. Leman Beit Adonai Eloheinu Avak Shetov Lach. Yes, we are praying for shalom. We're praying for peace in the world. We're praying for the peace of Jerusalem, and we are praying for those of you who want us to pray for you. We're praying for the unity of the people of Israel, for the sake of our brothers and our friends. So here we are right now, reaching the gate of the Temple Mount, and here you can see many policemen who are accompanying us, and we will be entering, hoping to uniting the world, hoping to unite all the nations, hoping to have a united nation, not just an institution called, using that word, United Nations, but to unite all the nations in one thing, to call out to the Lord, calling out to the Lord. And as the exiles said it when they entered Babylon, if I forget you, Jerusalem, if I forget you, O Jerusalem, my right hand should be forgotten. My tongue should be stuck to my palate of my mouth if I don't remember you. If I do not raise Jerusalem to exalt Jerusalem to the top of my joy. And that's what we're doing today. We are on the Temple Mount, raising Jerusalem to the top of our joy. We're raising Jerusalem to the top of our joy. And Shalom Sonia, who has also joined us, and we are talking from Jerusalem, and we'll be hoping to have some more people joining us very soon. We have many people watching us right now on the YouTube, on the Facebook, and we are here praying to Hashem that our visit will be so successful as it was in the time of Joel. The time of Joel, the people were in there was famine, there was nothing to eat. They had no starch and no oil, and they prayed out, they called out to God, and God heard their prayers. And that's exactly what they did. Shalom. Who's talking to us right now? Oh, Michael, wonderful, you were here with us. Shalom. Hashem yivarech atkhem, yivarechem Hashem mitzion, ur'eh b'tuv Yerushalayim, ur'eh vanim levanecha, shalom al Yisrael, שנזכה לראות רק טוב מהמקום הזה. Yes. Yeah. Amen. Oh, Michael, are you with us here right now? Wow. And wonderful. very soon we're going to take you to the entrance, the place of the entrance of the temple, and we're going to want to hear you sing whatever song. If you want to sing Yemesh Kachech Yerushalayim, it'll be wonderful. If you want to blow the shofar for us, it'll be wonderful. We are here. So many people are watching us around the world now on our Facebook Live, on our YouTube Live, and people are so proud that you're with us. Michael, the music that you put up, I've received so many responses that we were singing together. People immediately saw that we the two of us look alike, and that you're really my identical twin brother. So from here, from the house of, I don't know if you were with us when we came up to the Temple Mount. We were singing Leman Achai V'Re'ai Dabra Na Shalom Bach Leman Beit Adonai Eloheinu Avakshat Tov Lach. We were here and we were singing Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. We were reminding ourselves the words of Joel, where Joel says that if there's such a natural famine, such suffering, people are losing their jobs, losing the substance of their life, the way to do it is to go up to Zion and to blow the shofar and to assemble assemblies and to call out, to scream out to God. And that's what we're doing here today. We're here to scream out to Hashem, to scream out to Hashem. We want Him to help the people that are losing their jobs, to help the businesses that are collapsing, to help the people that are suffering from a plague and illnesses. And that's what we're here for. Would you, maybe before we get to singing, would you like to recite maybe a psalm that you want to recite? Right now, you're on the Temple Mount. It's being heard on the Temple Mount. Yes, please. You and Ashley, the two of you, you, Ashley, both of you, whichever way, however you prefer. What's? Yes. You can recite. Okay. Which one do you say? It doesn't have to be a psalm. It can be any chapter of the Bible that you choose. Okay, what'd you go for? Okay, Psalm 147. You can read it in Hebrew or in English, whatever you want. Okay. Okay, great. In English for the international community. Go ahead.
All right, so.
Hallelujah, for it is good to praise, to sing praises to our name. His blessed praise is beautiful. Adonai builds up Yerushalayim, gathers together the outcasts of his Israel. He heals the brokenhearted, and binds up their wounds. He counts the number of the stars. He calls them all by name. Great is Adonai and mighty in power. His understanding is infinite. Adonai lifts up the humble. He casts the wicked down to the ground. Sing to Adonai with thanksgiving. Sing praises on a harp to our Elohim. Who covers the heavens with clouds. Who prepares rain for the earth. Who makes grass to grow on the mountains. He gives to the beasts its food, and to the young ravens that cry.
He does not delight in the strength of the horse. He takes no pleasure in the legs of a man. Hashem takes pleasure in those who fear Him, in those who hope in His mercy.
Praise Adonai, O Yerushalayim. Praise His name, O Zion. For He has strengthened the bars of your gates. He has blessed your children within you. Makes strong peace within your borders, and fills you with the finest of wings. He sends out His command to the earth. His word runs very swiftly. He gives snow like wool. He scatters the frost like ashes. He casts out His hail like morsels. Who can stand before His cold? He sends out His word and melts them. He causes His wind to blow and the waters flow. He declares His word to Yaakov. His statutes and His judgments to Israel. He has not dealt thus with any nation. And as for His judgments, they have not known them. Hallelujah.
Amen. Unbelievable. You see, when you see the picture of the Temple Mount, while we are walking here, and your song, your Psalm 147, which we say every single morning in the Tefillah and the prayer, was heard here on the Temple Mount. Michael, you're with us. I don't know. You said you told me once you don't think you've ever been to the Temple Mount. I'm just telling you, you are here with us right now. And not only are you here with us right now, so many people around the world are so proud that you are here with us right now. And especially this week, when we're beginning the 3 weeks of the mourning over Jerusalem. And we're joining forces. As Joel says, we're joining forces this week to call the world, to call all peoples, come to Jerusalem, come to the Temple Mount. Let's turn this place into a house of prayer for all nations. Let's turn this place into a place of joint forces. We'll be as strong as the locust was in the book of Joel, like lions, like horses, like chariots. It was like an army going there, marching there to the city. That is what Joel says. If we assemble together, and I really want to take this opportunity to call people to go into shalomjerusalem.org. We're going to be coming up here in the near 3 weeks, more often, not only every week, probably a few times a week, and we'll be praying for you. And anybody who wants to join us, you just request. We'll put you with us on our Zoom, and we will be very happy to have you join us in prayer on the Temple Mount. It's so wonderful. And now we're just reaching the eastern wall, and very soon we'll be standing at the entrance of the temple where the Levites played the music on those 15 stairs, 15 ma'alot, which are the Shir HaMa'alot, the song of ascent. And we will be standing there, and you will be playing the music for us, and the world will be watching you playing the music in front of the gates, the exact location of the gates of the temple. The place, those 15 stairs, which is the 15th song of ascent. You will be playing the music, praising the Lord, Hashem, the one and only in the world. You will be doing that, not representing yourself, not Michael, not Ashley, not even Kinneret Yael and Eden Mayan, and none of them. Just you, for the sake of, for representing the entire world. You'll be representing the entire world. So get yourself ready. We're going to be there in less than a minute. In less than a minute, we will be there. If you have a shofar, you can afterwards blow the shofar also. As Joel says, Tik'u shofar b'tzion, blow the shofar on Zion. And here we are, really approaching. I'm going to do it slowly as we approach, because here's the place where I feel always that my heart beats so strongly when I'm standing over here at the entrance to the place where the Levites played the music for Hashem, played the music for Hashem on the gates of the temple. And we are right now. Here we are, standing and waiting to hear your beautiful music. Michael, you're welcome to go ahead. You see the entrance, you see the gate, the stairs. You're welcome to go ahead. Okay, go for it.
Okay. Hashem, mi kamocha ba'elim Hashem. Adonai, mi kamocha ba'elim Hashem. El Shaddai. Nida b'kodesh noa tehilo osef eleh. Nida b'kodesh noa tehilo osef eleh.
Alright.
אם אפשר להתקדם בבקשה.
Wow, Michael, I don't know, you can't see, but I'm sweating. I am just sweating from excitement. This is like the first time we had really somebody singing for us. I wasn't sure what the reactions were, and it seems like the people are used to what we're doing, as if it's totally normal, totally natural. That's what we're supposed to do here. That's what we're supposed to be doing here on the Temple Mount. We're supposed to be praying and singing. And wow, I didn't know which song you were going to sing. I was so concentrated. Did you sing it in English as well, or just in Hebrew? Did you translate it?
Hebrew.
Okay, so let's just tell the people what you were singing. You were singing one of the center verses of the song that our forefathers sang on the sea when God split it. It's Mi Chamocha Ba'ilim Adonai, Mi Kamocha Nedar B'Kodesh. Who is like you? Who is like you in all the gods in the world? Adonai, Mi Kamocha Nedar B'Kodesh, Norati Lot Osef Fele. You're so great, Hashem. And right now we've reached a place where in the Temple Mount, which we call the Bet Midrash, because this is the place where one of our leading activists who used to be coming up to the Temple Mount, 10 years, he and his wife were killed in a terror attack. It was Yitzchak and Talia Imas. And they had a custom, whenever they would go up, they would sit over here and they would recite Torah. And so we established this place over here. It's called the Bet Midrash. We sit down here and we recite the Torah. This week we'll be reading the Torah about Pinchas. Pinchas, who saw the desecrating of God's name and couldn't allow it, and he got up and he stood for God, and he stood and he said, Hashem, we're not going to allow your name to be desecrated in the world. And he sanctified God's name. And from this place, we're going to teach our children to walk in the footsteps of Pinchas. If you see a situation which is demonstrating a desecrating of God's name, when you see a situation of the world suffering, of the people of Zion suffering, and you can't sit around and say, okay, well, let it go away. You see nobody else is doing something, take the initiative and go ahead and stand up for Hashem. Stand up for the sake of God, and don't let His name be desecrated. And if we go back, we're going back to Joel, as I said before. The description in Joel that's something that never was before. He starts Devar Adonai El Yoel Asher Haya El Yoel Ben Ptuel Shimu Zot Kenim. Listen to me, the sages. The Kol Yoshvei Haaretz, all the inhabitants of the world. Had something like this been in the days of in your days or in the days of your fathers, your ancestors? Tell your children about this, and bnechem livnehem, and your children will tell their children. Uvnehem ledorachem, and their children will tell to other generations. They will tell about this event, which is an unbelievable event. And what does he say? He calls up even he says Yeter gazam achal ha'arbev, Yeter arbe achal ha'yalek, Yeter ha'yalek achal ha'chasil. The locust in 4 different waves. We're talking about a second wave and a third wave. Right now we're second wave. The second wave of the locust knocked down the first wave, and the third wave knocked down the second wave. And it was so strong. And he says, you know what he calls the people? He calls the people drunkards. You're not hearing. He says, Hakitzu shikorim, wake up, drunkards, ubchu, and cry. Hey Lilush, kol shotayayin, wake up, call out, cry out, all those who drink wine. Alasis, you know what? Don't cry for the world. Cry for the fact that you don't have wine. Cry for the fact that you're missing what your needs. Cry for your needs. He says, Ki goy ala al artzi, a nation has come upon my land. He calls the locust a nation. Atzum ve'ein mispar, huge, you can't, uncountable. Shinav shinei aryeh, his teeth are like the teeth of a lion. Umetalot lavilo, and his jaws are like those of a baby lion. And he says, Sam gafni l'shama, they destroyed my vineyards. The figs, you know, when the Bible describes when somebody's sitting peacefully, he's under his vineyard and his grape and his fig, and the prophet here says they destroyed the grape and the fig, and chasof chasafa. He describes the branches of the grape peeled off. Hilbinu sarigah. The branches are white because they were peeled off by the locust. He goes on and on and on and on, and he says, and then one of the most strong, the powerful verses that I recall is Hovish. It was Geffen Hovish that Te'ina Umlala. The fig is totally suffering. And he says, "Ki hovish sason min bnei adam," because people have dried up in their joy. And he calls and he says, if the people will be joy, when joyfulness means faithfulness in God, simcha sason, when you're happy with God, your happiness is not dry. And if you're happy with God, then the fruits of the trees will give their fruits. They will give their life. And he says, he calls upon Uvnei Tzion, the children of Zion, Sisu v'simchu, go out and dance with joy, in honor of God. Sisu v'simchu b'Adonai Elohechem, go out and joy for the sake of God. Why? Ki natan lachem hamoreh barishon, he gave you the first rain. Vayored lachem geshem moreh umalkosh livracha. He brought down the first and the last rain. He brought so much rain to you, and he says, you will see that after you call out to God, if you cry out to God in Zion, in the mount of the Lord, if you do that, you will see that I will bless you. I will bless you. So if we are going now, the world is now going through a tremendous crisis. We have, this is what we should be doing. We should be doing that exactly. We should be doing that exactly. We have here, by the way, Sonia, who's been with us, and she was so happy to hear your singing. I want to see if Sonia wants to also join us and read a psalm with us. If so, I will try to unmute her and have her read recite a psalm with us. Sonia, do you hear us? Tell us whether you're interested in reading a psalm, and we'll make you unmuted. Sonia, are you with us? Okay. Okay. Yes.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, great! Unbelievable. We hear you. Would you like to recite where are you calling? Where are you from, Sonia?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona. Unbelievable. Wow, wow, wow. Have you chosen a psalm or a chapter from the Bible, from the Torah or from the Tanakh that you want to read with us on the Temple Mount? Sonia.
Yes, I don't have a verse.
Okay, please
right now.
Do you have your Bible with you? You want to open the Bible and choose a verse or a chapter that you want to recite? Okay.
Psalms 91.
Okay, Psalms 91. Go ahead. Go ahead. Read Psalms 91. No, that it's 31, 81, 91.
Yes. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow of darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday.
כבוד הרב, כבודו, אליעזר, שוך את הכוח.
תודה לכם.
Wow. That's right. It's one of a very special psalms, Psalm 91. It's really a special psalm. Michael, we want you to get ready to join us with another song. But right before you do that, I want to try to see. There's an orphan boy who right now is having a bar mitzvah. And I want to try to see if I can put him online and if we can give him a blessing from the Temple Mount. So wait one moment. We're going to try to call him right this second. See if we can get him on the line.
יש לך גם את רשימת התפילות בכיס, אני חושב.
One second. Trying to get it. Okay, they're not answering right now. He must be right now in the synagogue reading the portion of the Torah. We will get back to him in a few minutes and try to see if they'll answer. Okay, so right now, I'll tell you where we are right now on the Temple Mount. You'll be very shocked to understand where we are right now on the Temple Mount. We are at the corner of the Temple Mount. It's the northeast corner. This over here is the path that the paratroopers entered in 1967 when they conquered Temple Mount and they said, Har Habayit B'Yadeinu. We are right now standing on the exact path where the paratroopers entered from Lion's Gate, and they entered to the Temple Mount. So, Michael, if you want to sing a song that reflects the inspiration that you have from hearing about that miracle we've had, our nation had when we just 53 years ago in this spot over here, and they said Temple Mount is in our hands. Go ahead, Michael, and tell us what music has this place inspired you with. Michael, are you with me? Second. One second. I don't know. Things like you're muted. I don't hear you. 1 second. 1 second. Let me see if you're with us. 1 second. You're muted for some reason. 1 second. Okay, now you're not muted. Okay, go ahead. Michael? And then now you're not muted. Okay, go ahead.
בהתחלה התחלנו, היינו דרום, אז מזרח, התפללנו, ישבנו במזרח, עכשיו בצפון.
Michael, is your music on? Because I think for some reason I don't hear you. Maybe it's just my phone. Let me see. Maybe it's. Let's see if maybe I turn something on. Let's see. I don't hear. No. For some reason. Okay.
זה הווליום שלך למטה?
Oh, okay, here we are. Go ahead. Okay. Yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
You can hear me?
Yes, hear you and see you. Go ahead.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, wonderful stuff. Yeah, definitely, as you were saying that, I could imagine the emotions and just the pure joy. And so what came on is definitely Emesh Kachech Yerushalayim.
Okay, go for Emesh Kachech Yerushalayim. We're waiting. Okay.
כשאנחנו פה אתה צריך להספיק גם את התפילות של ה...
תדמק לשוני, שוני לפי.
פה זה אדיר, תסתכל, זה ממש, רואים את כל המקום, אפשר לראות פה, בואי. רוצה לעשות תמונה? כן.
I don't exalt you, Yerushalayim, above my highest thoughts.
איפה הרשימה? איפה רשימת התפילה?
שים בכיס עוד שנייה.
Take a picture of yourself.
moved today. I'm emotional today. Got him fired. Of course. Ready, 1, 2, 3. One more. Wait for me. Smile, gentlemen. Beautiful Jewish men on top of the mount where a temple once stood. Here we go. I'd offer you a glass of water, Rabbi Blake, but we know where that leads.
זהירות על העגלה.
Wow, Michael, wow. With this song, I want to make a special prayer for David and Gina and their children. Success for their new endeavor, Uncommon Giving, next year in Jerusalem. At the same time, I want to bless Ron Fernandez from Ann Arbor, Minnesota, David Mitchell from Antioch, Tennessee, Aryeh from Malaysia, and Marcel Idiga from Den Haag, Holland. You want to make a tefillah for somebody? Here, we recall names of people that asked us to make a prayer. We are right now walking along the northern wall.
בסדר, תודה.
יש מדרש כזה, במשניות למעשה שמסתכלות כאילו בסדר של הדברים בדרך כלל
very close to the location of the temple itself. Those of you who can look and see right over here, you can actually see the location where the Holy of Holies stood. And if you look a little to the east of that, you will see a smaller dome, which is probably the location of the altar. Excuse me, of the altar. The big altar where all the servings was now, and all you see the courtyard around, which is very, very huge. This is where they actually pretty much where the courtyard of the outskirts of the temple were. Where on the northern side, that's pretty much where the Sanhedrin, the Supreme Court, sat. This is where the holiest of the offerings were slaughtered, and they were brought on to the altar to bring offerings to God. So here we are walking 2,000 years later along the side, the northern side. I also want to point out something very interesting. Today we see the Temple Mount all paved. But when Abraham came here and binded his son, he didn't see a paved place. He saw a mountain. And here we can see, on the northern side, just a few remnants of the bedrock mountain, the bedrock stone of the mountain. And you will be able to actually see it. And I am here, I'll be touching it, representing all of you, trying to go in the footsteps of Abraham, that to devote our faith to God and to tell God that we're ready to serve Him and ready to give Him everything He wants from us. So right over here, I'm going to be approaching a bedrock stone of the mountain. Right over here, I'm going to be bringing the camera all the way over to it. Here, look at this stone. You see this stone over here? I'm pointing at the stone right over here. This is bedrock stone. Bedrock stone. That's actually what the stone was. Now what you do see here is the bedrock stone. There's another piece of it, a little lower, more to the north, which shows that the Temple Mount, as it is shaped today, the highest part where the Dome of the Rock stood is the highest part topographically. The highest part topographically, which means that that's where the temple stood. And here we have one more last piece of the original bedrock of the bedrock stone of the temple and of the Temple Mount. When Abraham came, that's what he saw. That was what he saw when he came. Of course, we have to tell that the walls that we have today around the Temple Mount were built by Herod. Herod came and he decided he wanted to build a gigantic, humongous temple, but the mount was much too small for it. So in order to that, he had to widen the mountain. And you know, Herod, nothing stops him. So what Herod did, he filled in the around the Temple Mount. he built arches, and he filled it in with the dirt that he took from around the area, and he made the compound of the Temple Mount double the size. Right now we're also walking right now on a very interesting place. Here you can see there are stairs, but in the bottom of the stairs we see very, very huge stones, different than the regular tiles of the floor. Here we see much bigger stones. These are the original wall of the temple. This is not a stair, it's a wall. This under here is the original wall of the temple. So everything that from here all the way to the existing wall was enlarged by Herod. Herod took 30,000 workers, and they were working day and night, and they managed to build within a year and a half. He builds the entire Temple Mount, and he builds the walls. Now the walls, I want to just tell you what the walls are. The walls are made of natural stone, but they're engraved, and they were cut from the quarries, and they were carried onto here. You know what the stones weigh? Some of them weigh tons. The biggest one weighs, listen carefully, 600 tons. That's 600,000 kilo. One stone. So how did they bring those? So the archaeologists have been really dealing for the last few years so much with that question. How did they carry these stones? And it's very interesting to learn. I'm not going to go into this in depth how they carry these stones all the way from the outskirts of Jerusalem all the way up the mountains of the temple, and they built these walls so strong that through the history, almost every century, there's an earthquake, and these little stones stood through all those earthquakes for 2,000 years. So the walls of the temple, of the Temple Mount, still stand. Those are the walls that were built by Herod. The wall that we just saw right now before was a wall that was probably built by Nehemiah. Nehemiah, when he comes, and within 50 days, he builds the wall. Very soon, we're right now about to be approaching the western side of the temple, and that is where the Holy of Holies was. And that's we're pretty much the closest we will be able to get to the Holy of Holies, and it's very close to our exit from the Temple Mount. So, Michael, if you're still with us, if you're still like we are right now on the high of highs, if you want to do one more, by the way, do you have a shofar with you?
We do, yes.
Maybe you want to blow a shofar. Will you blow a shofar for us? Oh, the girls are sleeping. Oh, wow. Now, Sonia, do you have a shofar with you by any chance? Let's see if anybody else online can blow a shofar with us. I'm calling upon any of the people that want to join us now. Go on the Zoom. You have one, Sonia?
No, I don't.
You don't have one. Okay, next time you come to Israel, you have to buy yourself a shofar. Michael, we're going to forgive you this time. But so you'll just to play some music. This is the Holy of Holies. You can see over there, the doors of the dome are open. Inside you can see lights. Those lights are exactly in the location of the Holy of Holies. So go ahead and give your word.
So this is such a timely promise. We got trust in Him, and we will bear fruit. We will be like a tree planted by the waters.
Okay.
And we will spread out our roots by the river of life.
Okay, go for it. You want to sing us a song with that? Maybe Tzadik B'Motah Yechiyeh, or one of your other songs. Go ahead, choose whatever you choose. Because we're gonna be leaving the Temple Mount very soon, within a few seconds. So here's your chance.
All right.
ללמוד את כל המסכה הזאת.
משנה.
באחת מהתמונות. אם סיימתם אפשר להתקדם.
עוד 2 דקות, בסדר?
סיימתם אפשר להתקדם? גזר?
I've been sitting in on a Haraki debates for about a month now. The rabbis all across the country. I have literally sat with everyone around their version of what should be and should not be doing for the docu-structure progress. But also to inform us better so that because everywhere we go, I get yelled at. One, because I didn't know what you're not a Kohen, you're a woman, you know, it never ends.
Wonderful. Michael, wonderful. So wonderful. I must say, Michael, we enjoyed every moment. Every whistle was heard on the Temple Mount. And God heard every single one of your prayers and every one of your songs. It was just so wonderful. We're right now walking towards the gate and we are exiting the Temple Mount. And really, I want to tell you that you really made our visit today so powerful. And you made our visit today so powerful. I'm just going to try to see if we can, one more time, we're going to try to bring upon trying one more time to bring upon us the bar mitzvah boy. 1 second, if we're going to try to do that. We're going to try to do that. 1 second. Let's see if we can do that. See, one more time, we're trying to bring the bar mitzvah boy online. I guess they're busy in the synagogue now. We're sending, well, we will send his blessing. We're talking about Alon Peretz, who is an orphan from his father who passed away a few years ago from cancer, and his mother Shuli asked us to bless him from the Temple Mount. So we are sending our blessing to Alon Peretz, who is celebrating his bar mitzvah right now, and we will find a time to send him a blessing. Here we can, as you can see, we're walking out, facing back, facing the temple, because if we don't turn our backs to the temple, here we are. Now this is the gate right behind us. All the people here are walking with their backs to the gate and their faces to God. And we're going to pray to Hashem. From your place, you should rule upon the world, because we are waiting for you. And you should be kings, and your dynasty should become over the entire world. Until you should be a king over the entire world from Zion, and the entire world should recognize you. And today we said we're calling in the name of Joel, who says that if we join forces, we'll be as strong as lions, as horses, as an army of Hashem. And Hashem says, if you call out to me from the Mount of Zion, I will answer your prayers. I will give you, and I will bless your crop. I will bless all the businesses that are falling down. Watch your foot. Watch the foot of the steer. We're actually right now. I want to say goodbye and thank you to all the Shofrim. Toda Rabba. Toda Rabba. Shalom leKulam. Toda. Toda.
Ladies welcome, meet on the mount, couples welcome, families welcome. You get some images and pictures taken on the castle mountain.
God will bless us with strength and will bless us with shalom. And we're right now.
Thank you.
Coming out of the temple. I want to once again thank Sonia from Phoenix, Arizona, and Michael, who are with us on the Zoom. And I want to thank all those who are watching us live on YouTube and all those who are watching us live on the Facebook. Thank you all. Please share. Please go into shalomjerusalem.org. Please join the Shalom Jerusalem Foundation movement. Please, if you can make a contribution to Shalom Jerusalem Foundation, you're welcome to do so. We are going to continue spreading the word of Hashem from Jerusalem to the entire world. Shalom from Jerusalem. Shalom. Shalom, Michael. Thank you so much. Shalom, Sonia. And shalom.